Go.
Welcome to Daddy Blogger TV. I'm here with Pastor Paul from Broadway Church. He's the Family Life Director, and he's also a dad of a beautiful 5-year-old daughter from Hawaii. So I wanted to get some wisdom from parenting and fatherhood from Pastor Paul. So first of all, Paul, what wisdom have you learned from being a dad to your 5-month-old daughter?
In the 5 years I've been a dad, probably the biggest thing I've learned is how selfish I am. And that parenting teaches you and stretches you in ways that you can't expect. And you realize how much of yourself you sacrifice, but how much you're willing to sacrifice because of how much you love that little person and how much you're committed to that little person. It also stretches you in your marriage too, because your roles change as parents, and my wife and I are so committed to parenting. But I would say that the biggest thing is just learning how selfish I have been in the past and how much I have to give.
Right, yeah, I can relate to that. How do you overcome that selfishness in your own parenting and in your marriage?
Well, I just always feel like if I get to the end of my life and I've been a success at work, or I've been a success in what people think of me, but my wife and my daughter aren't the ones that think most highly of me, then I will not have been a success. That the biggest success and the first success I want to be is as a husband and as a father. And so that's who I focus on, and that's who I want to give most of my energy to.
What kind of practical ways do you conquer your selfishness, though? What do you do? Because I think we all struggle with that, just as individuals, but especially as parents and husbands.
Well, every day I can have an opportunity to give of myself in a new way, because my daughter always requires more of me, and she wants to connect in new ways, and it's easy to overcome selfishness because I'm daily confronted with an opportunity to choose what I want to do or to choose what she wants to do, and almost always I can make time for what I want to do later. But what she wants to do is right now, and she doesn't understand. Children at that age don't always understand now versus later, and so for me to sit down and do a puzzle with her and to lay on the floor nose to nose, that's what she loves to do. Me on my stomach, her on her stomach, and we lay nose to nose, and we do a puzzle, or we put the Lego together. That means a lot to her. She wants to do it right now. I'd like to do it after something else, but she wants to do it right now. Usually my stuff can wait, and so I just usually take those opportunities when she's asking for me to do something right now, and I try and do it right now.
That's a great example there. I know you adopted your daughter from Hawaii. I'm sure a lot of viewers and readers would be curious about this whole process of adoption. If you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about that,
Sure.
I'd love to hear.
Well, we became approved adoptive parents at the end of 2006, and I say it's sovereignly and that God ordained it. But we got a call in April of 2007 about a child that was available for adoption, not from our adoption agency, but actually from a relative who had heard about a child that was available for adoption in another country. And so we took the opportunity, and exactly 9 months from the day we decided that we wanted to adopt, we brought Annalise home.
Wow.
To Canada, and it was on our 11th wedding anniversary in 2007 that we brought her home. And so it was a really special and a really expensive process for sure. And it's a much longer story than we could tell on a video, but it's a very special story, and it was God's way of making us parents, and so we just decided to accept it.
So what advice would you give to people who are thinking of adopting? Because you've done it. You could probably share some insights into that process. If they're thinking about it, how can...
Be patient.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
I would say that the moment that we met our child, all of the fears about what, will she always love us? Will she always call us mom and dad? All of those things that are kind of insecurities to us, they all kind of washed away because we just realized how much we loved her and how much she was part of our life. And so that will never change. And dive headlong into parenting, and don't be afraid of it, and realize there are hundreds and thousands of children that are waiting for parents, and you can be that answer to a prayer for a child who wants a mom and dad. I remember when we went to Hawaii to finalize our adoption in the court, that we were waiting in line to go into the courthouse, or into the courtroom, and a child came out, and he said, I just got a mom and a dad. And he was probably 8 years old, but that moment for him changed his life. He was so excited. The look on his face was like he'd just gotten a present on Christmas Day, but I just got a mom and a dad. And so that's the type of difference that you can make in a child's life and in your own life by becoming parents. So.
Wow, that's beautiful. And then the last question I have for you is, like, why did you choose to adopt overseas as opposed to locally in Vancouver or Canada?
Well, we didn't. We actually we just chose to adopt, and we were actually going to adopt from China.
Okay.
And then we got this phone call about a baby in Hawaii, and we weren't even sure we were allowed to. And I called my adoption agent, and they said, yes, we'll just change this and that. We'll make it work for you. We had great people that we worked with at Sunrise Adoption. We were so thankful for them, and we just took the opportunity that was given to us. We had planned to adopt from China, but God had other ideas, and so we went with what came up. So.
Yeah, some great nuggets of wisdom of adoption. I'm very interested in that process, and I'm sure a lot of people might have questions about it. If you do have a question, contact Paul. Where can they find you, online? Or
my address is paulam@broadwaychurch.com, and I'd love to talk about adoption and help anybody who's trying to make decisions on that, because adopting has been awesome for us.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can come down to his office here at Broadway Church, and he'll love to answer questions for you. So thanks for tuning in to Daddy Vlogger TV with Pastor Paul and Lil Rian.